come we have to chant this? Like, I was in total disagreement. I go, this doesn't seem quite right. You know, especially I was going, we have to chant this. That's actually because I actually didn't look into the detailed message of, you know, this motto, right? I'm not going to tell you what it is because I think it's better that you guys figure it out. So the reason why after, you know, 2 years watching it on the sideline and finally seeing the true message of this company is actually I saw the messages that CEO Han Gil-Park was giving and then correlating it with his motto. And that's what it gave me that initial first driver to move forward and wanting to do this ATOMY business. And of course, now here's the part where everyone's been asking. I think a lot of people are wondering what happened. You know, I think many of you have seen, you know, both me and Rebecca, especially our journey, because we were brought around to speak a lot in this, you know, ATOMY company. And of course, you know, we actually, you know, like anybody with doing ATOMY, you go through ups and downs, right? And like many of us, you know, when you face, a lot of times you face that negativity. Like any company, there's always going to be good and bad. So you will always question yourself. So I'll tell you this, for me, especially I think ATOMY, no matter what, it's still an MLM company. So for me, it's just very, very hard for me to break that guideline because there's so many things I do not like about especially MLM. MLM is a very, I would say it has a huge stigma around the world because of all the different companies. And that's one of the reasons why I've never joined any, and I do not agree in joining one. I think many of you probably have partners, husbands or wives who disagree with you when you join something like this, right? Because it has that component. And of course, you have to go through, you know, trying to explain to them, try to share to them, you know, try even to get them to understand. And most of the time they won't understand. And of course, your closest family, those are the ones who never understand. And they'll write you off. And what about your friends? Some of your friends will go, hey, man, I think you joined the cult. But, you know, like I said, I mean, in life, sometimes you need to make your own decision. For me, this was actually, it was quite hard, this ATOMY, by stepping in, because I've been, you know, doing, for many of you who know, been doing real estate for almost 28 years, and I'm pretty good at it, right? And, you know, it's a very successful career for me. So touching something else, what happens, right? It creates negative thoughts in a lot of people. So, of course, you know, when you try to do something like this, you try to justify, you try to explain, you know, and I know even in my very beginning journey, I tried to explain to people. And I knew that was where I was going wrong. I actually don't need to explain. Yeah. And that's why this ATOMY journey, especially for me, it was very unique because when I first decided to actually fully join in to, you know, help Rebecca, it was actually because I think I need to do ATOMY to also change myself. Yeah, that's the number one thing. Yeah, because I too have a lot of you know, stigmas against MLM. So I need to make a drastic change in myself. So this was a huge opportunity for me to learn what MLM is all about, and also moving forward in, you know, doing MLM. And of course, like, you know, for a lot of people, they go, well, you know, there's no harm in doing MLM. You know, it may not be, there may be nothing harm for how you perceive it, but it was something that I need to go through for myself. And of course, like for most people, MLM is something that's, it's, you know, very negative, especially even to this day. You know, not all my family members are, you know, in approval of this company, of course. And I have close friends that have kind of disappeared, which is, you know, natural course of life. But, you know, let me tell you about this timeline first, and then I'll jump to my journey story. So, of course, 2020, what happened to most people? We saw earlier, right? Businesses closed down, people have to change their way of doing life, and then people have to change their way of interaction, seeing people, cooking, ordering food, etc., etc. But the amazing thing about this company, especially for both me and Rebecca, is actually we never actually really focused on the business. And there was actually a reason why, because I actually still didn't like the business part of this ATOMY journey. But actually, there was a lot of things that I had to review with Rebecca for over about a year. We were, just debating that, maybe we should focus on the business, but in a different way. And especially, I think we didn't make that decision until actually February this year to actually really focus on it, because we were just, going with this company. We like the company's concept. We like how it can help a lot of people and how it can move forward. And of course, if you look at this timeline, we actually decided in February, and then you can see, I think there in July, you remember there's an announcement of us making in the Leaders Club. Yes, that's true. Yeah, we actually made it in time. So just by focusing. But the amazing part of this journey is, during this is right during the COVID time when it hit, lots of things have to be changed. You can't interact with people, right? Everyone's feeling very negative. But instead, I noticed we were growing nonstop, continuously. I think one of the key factors is because we actually focus on the business, but we focus on the business in a different aspect, not for ourselves. So in February, actually, one of the key things that I did is I actually, told myself, I need to let go of everything completely. I need to free myself from like all the different ties, all the knowledge that I'm carrying, all the information, all the stigma, everything was tied to me. So those were like my dead weight. That was actually what was holding me back. And when I applied it freely to focusing on in this ATOMY journey was to help people and helping many, many people and giving it all. In record time, it actually became into Leaders Club and focusing on the business. But I did not know this momentum does not stop. As you can see, just a few months later, you can see what was the announcement next. It's very difficult to do. I tell you this, to this day, I actually still don't quite understand what really happened. All I know is I kept focusing on helping the people. And in February, one of the key things I said to myself, when I said, let go of everything, after you let go of everything, what do you need to become? The most helpfulest person on the planet, which is a super assistant. Today, I'm sharing to you some of the secrets. I don't know if everyone can do this, but I'm telling you, that's what I did. And this was the result during the toughest time of year for many, many people. I know many of you can't let go, right? You know that. There's many things in your life you can't let go. I tell you this, doesn't matter if it's good or bad, if it comes into your life, if you learn to let it go, everything will just manifest for you. That is in the law of attraction, you know that, right? Things will come to you because of that. I know for a fact that, I know it's very tough for many of us because we have many things we need to worry about. But, I can tell you guys this, this year was, as I said, the toughest year in my whole life. I had a few close family members who were sick and quite ill. Also, there's a family member just recently passed away. It's very tough. And to me, I realized that, there's a lot of things that I don't need. And especially especially we live in this world where we always think about all the monetary things. So even like this pin, to me, it's not the pin. I really want to say, this is actually, I really want to say to all the members, all the leaders, especially the leaders that are underneath me and all the leaders that I've met in ATOMY world, this is actually a really, really good company. You need to actually just focus on not yourself, but focusing on helping the people below you. And you will see it come to you naturally. I know it's PV-driven company, I know it's a business company, but at the same time, this company has a very, very, very good core value concept. You really need to watch a lot from our CEO, his videos. He does always talk about it. And for me, like I say, this year, facing those difficult times, it only made me really think about what I needed to do with my life. With ATOMY, during this epidemic, I know I always try to tell a lot of even my friends, a lot of them are going through hard times too. But we need to reevaluate our life to move forward. It's all about moving forward, and it's all about helping more people. I hope the internet connection is okay because it just popped up. Can I get a signal? Is it all still on?
We're currently having a little bit of a technical difficulty. I believe it's on Ming's internet system. So we're gonna have to wait a little bit while he tries to reconnect back on. But so far, so good, right? So far, I mean, this is all, I believe, truly coming from the heart of Star Master Ming Iu, as he truly shares what is going on in his life. And really, I believe he is trying to help every single one of you. I believe just by being in here, just by listening to him, in a sense, it will have helped you grow a little bit more, right? But I do believe Ming is trying to come back on.
I'm on right now. Do you hear me?
Oh, there you go. He's back on. So right back to him.
Okay, sorry. This is due to how nowadays too many people are on the internet. So of course things don't always run properly, even though you're on a very high-speed internet. So what's my current slide? Whoops. Not thank you yet, guys. Not over. Okay, let me go over here. Sorry about that. Sorry for the technical difficulties. But back to this slide about the timeline. I just want you all to know that everything is possible in your life. And I know I personally have met a lot of ATOMY members, and I know everyone tries very, very hard. But don't give up. Don't need to give up. But instead, even for myself, I really want to thank all our leaders, members, and consumers, especially all the consumers, for giving ATOMY a chance to go shopping on there and then liking the products, because it's them that what drives this company. It's them that helps everybody in this company, right? Everyone who shares in this company, it helps each other. Especially, I see a lot of people sharing on YouTube. Those are all great things, right? So for you, if you are interested in moving forward and doing the business, I tell you this, talk to your upline, because that really helps. As I mentioned to many of you, that we didn't have the upline help because they didn't even understand Sales Master. So it made it a lot more difficult. But I know nowadays, especially with all the Zoom, there's a lot of information, and the company has a lot of information for you all. So that's easy for you to access. I still remember when we first joined the company, ATOMY Canada was quite small. Yeah. And I know many of you have faced a lot of difficulties in moving forward in ATOMY. I'll tell you, one of the biggest thing I remember is they would ask me, why should I join your team? And Who's your sponsor or leader? Do you guys know who I said? Take a guess. No, just kidding. You don't need to guess. You know who actually my what I say? I actually say our CEO Hangyo Park. Well, what else can I say, right? I don't have that option, right? And of course, like most people, they always say, well, you don't seem in the MLM world. People always go, well, who's your leader? Who's this? Who's that? So because we didn't have any of that, and it was very difficult for us to grow. And of course, I didn't actually want any of my leaders or members to have to face that problem. So that's where we both work very, very hard to start moving forward in achieving certain things so it can help them move forward. I still remember for my Malaysian team, you're not my first Asian team. I actually failed before. In 2016, I remember I tried to build a Philippines team, and wow, I learned a lot. I learned a lot. The whole team collapsed. It disappeared. Yeah, and I spent a lot of time trying to build it and everything. But like most of us, when you fail in something, what happens to you? You feel negative, right? Yeah, and then you feel like you failed, right? But instead, I actually took that as a learning experience. I said, that one was something that I needed to learn. So the next country then I tried was actually Malaysia. So Malaysian team, I still remember the first time I went there. I was carrying a suitcase. I got questioned because some of them were asking me, "Oh, are you a beauty salesman from Canada?" I said, "No. I'm just sharing these products, right?" And I still remember, many of them, they go, oh, okay, well, yeah, I'll join, just to, try the products. And that was how it began. But that journey it was a very, very long journey. But the one thing you need to realize is when you're doing it for the business, it's a lot harder. But the reason why I actually was sharing it is because I actually want to share it to a lot. I heard, I did a lot of stats, and that Malaysian economy wasn't good when I was there, and it was very difficult for them. And I wanted to hopefully introduce this company to them that can help them, and I would do my best to try to assist them. And it took many, many trips, and I stayed up all the time, late at night, trying to support them, find answers, and do everything. So be like a super assistant. I know a lot of people don't see that and they didn't know, but this is what it takes as a driver in yourself. So you need to create that driver in yourself. Especially in ATOMY, what I find for both me and Rebecca is all the people that we introduced ATOMY to, we do feel very responsible to them. It's almost like your children. So when you have children, you have to try to nurture them, to grow them, right? If they're interested, that is, right? And especially people who are, just even first-time consumers, they tend to have a lot of questions, and you try to help them. And that's why, doing it halfway around the world was very, very difficult. It was, yeah. And that was one of the biggest challenges. But, long story short, I think is something that was very, very rewarding. We don't look at, how, oh, wow, they're doing very well now. But we actually look at the fact that many of our members, especially in a different country where they're having tough times, the economy there is very bad. Now they have something that they can, lean on and can help them, because everyone needs to provide food on the table, right? If you can minimize the stress in their life, it can really help them a lot. And that's one of the main reasons why I kept moving forward and supporting them and growing them. And of course, in Canada, I know for many of the Canadian members who are here today, I feel you. Yes, I know Canada is one of the toughest market. Yes, and because I get to travel around the world to speak, everyone tells me that. Every leader has told me that Canada is a tough market. It's very hard to grow. I think it's because of maybe it's our culture, maybe it's the people here. But I tell you this, you just need to find the right way to do it. And this year like I say, when I let go of everything, all that past knowledge that I brought with me, and I just restarted myself completely, everything started flourishing. It started blooming. And that's why this achievement in both these pins was something that was I did not comprehend that it can be done in 10 months. Yeah, so it's something that's very amazing. But I do believe, I tell you this, there's a higher person above me that was actually probably helping me because I didn't know that was even close to being able to achieve in such a fast period during such a tough time. So of course, I know many of you who are have been doing this business for a long time, and you might feel that, well, maybe he's just lucky. I tell you this, luck plays a part in everyone's life. For me, I see my members have a lot of luck. Yeah, some members, they don't have to do too much, and they became sales master right when they joined. Yeah, and I'm seeing those lately, and then I see them become auto sales master. Yeah, right after. Wow, even I didn't have that, But of course, some people have that luck. But of course, there's many of you who actually joined a long time and then still working very hard. And I see that, of course, that you see lately, especially the last year, a year and a half, you see there's a lot of achievements in ATOMY. Especially like the recent announcement, Carol, congratulations there, and the previous one like Annie and everyone else, in Canada that's achieving it, and even Star Master Genie, getting to the Royal. See, these things keep moving forward. It doesn't stop, and that's what's happening to this company. I want you to let go of all the negativity that you have, whether you have a bad member or you have a bad experience, or even if you say, oh, I have a bad leader, this is a binary system. There's so many leaders that's above you. Sometimes the leaders are on the video. You can learn from them. That's what it takes for you. You don't need to really take everything that's positive or negative into your life. Instead, by letting go, you actually will be able to move forward if this is what you want. But the number one thing is you have to learn how to help people in this company, by the sharing part. So what I realized that in February is I had to have this, of course, the determination. But you need to add the driver. If you don't have the driver, how are you going to do this? It's not possible. Very, very hard. And of course, most of us, what happens? We defeat ourselves. A lot of times you say, don't do it. Right? So you need to actually just say, just do it. Set your goal and just move forward. Have that determination. Even if your partner says no, just do it. Keep doing it. Because as you move forward, things will change. And of course, this one, this is one of the biggest things. I still remember the life scenario the first time I was introduced to it, and many people don't want to fill it out, right? I was one of those. Yeah, and I try my best, just to avoid it and not do it. But this is actually a very, very important component. Even if you look at the life scenario, this is just a concept. It's not, you don't have to, use it just only for ATOMY. You actually should be using this for your life. You need to do this. It's like a picture. You need to imagine it. You need to look into it. This gives you guidance. So I still remember the first time I wrote the life scenario. It was very brief. You know how you've seen in the example is very detailed for most people. Mine was pretty much like, I think 1 to 3 words on each circle. Yeah. Oh, sorry, the box. Yeah, so it's very brief. Yeah, because I didn't feel it, right? I didn't feel it at all. But as I start learning more about the company, this life scenario, I find it's very, very important. It creates a guidance for you. It's like a satellite. It will help guide you to wherever you want to go. The direction is very, very important because I think a lot of people, we lose our direction all the time as we're moving forward in life because things that comes into our life, it affects us. And then you lose that traction and you don't want to move forward. But of course, with this, it helps you refresh and you remember, You did set that. You wrote that in the life scenario. And now with all the smartphone, please take a picture of it after you write it, because you might lose that piece of paper. At least now you have it in a photo, okay? And then you can go back to it. And what you'll notice with this life scenario, the most important thing is as you keep moving forward in your life, you'll see the thoughts going closer and closer to this, to the exterior. So that means you're reaching those points. So for me right now, when I look at the life scenario, it's all spreading out to the outside completely. Everything's achieved. And this took only 5.5 years from the first time I wrote it till now. So definitely, I tell you this, please look into the life scenario, and just don't have to be for ATOMY. Just do it for your own life, and tell your husband too, or your partner, and just to do that, and it can help you create a guidance. So of course, thank you to the slide, but I want to share a little bit more about our ATOMY journey, so it can help you all to move forward. Especially, I think, let me just leave it at the life scenario, because a lot of people think thank you means ending. I know for many of you, you're going to face a lot of difficult times, especially because of the pandemic. You might say you can't, do your business, you can't grow. In ATOMY, what I found most amazing is I see a lot of the members who actually were very quiet. They became quiet, but all of a sudden, next thing you know, something stirs up below them. It's a binary system. Think about it. Let's put it into coronavirus, okay? Let's say it originally started from one place, right? Look where it spread to, everywhere around the world. So same thing, even for yourself, this ATOMY empire, because it's free, right? You don't have to pay. All you need to do is just share it. You shouldn't stop sharing it if you like using the product. So the number one key, you have to be a user, right? You can't just jump right into the business and go, oh yeah, the toothpaste is excellent, when you don't even buy the toothpaste. Don't do that. Yeah, you need to be a product user, because you need to share it truthfully. I know for many of you, some of the other difficult things involves the business component, but I don't want to dwell too much onto that. But I can tell you this: just let it go, and just move forward, because that's how everything will come into your life if you don't cut those ties. ATOMY for me, I know a lot of people think I do it purely for the business. I think if for those of you who are actually, especially my members, they know me quite well, I don't. Yeah. To this day, I can probably count how many times I wanted to leave ATOMY. Yeah, it's actually over 20 times. Yeah, 20 times in 5.5 years. Yeah, so it's quite a lot. But you know what keeps me there? Is actually the people that I introduced it to. Yeah. When I see them, when I see that it actually helps them, whether it's a product that actually changed their life, whether it's a product that actually, maybe made them better, or maybe how the ATOMY business have actually helped in their, even love life, anything. Every single time I see that, I actually feel very happy inside. So I noticed that's what I was working for. It wasn't because of, like the monetary reason. So you need to find your own driver. I know many of you, probably always looking at just the ATOMY business, but I know our CEO, especially how he created this company. It's because of the love he has inside for every single one of you. And he hopes you can continue to share it, move forward, and help more people in this journey. ATOMY is a very unique business. And I know a lot of people just think it's just another company that's out there, but I definitely can tell you this, it's not. It can really help a lot of people, especially around the world, especially during these times. The products from ATOMY, I have to admit, it's very, very amazing. It really does a very, very effective product. Even for myself, my left eye, I've always had an injury, and my blood vessel popped again. Of course, because I had a very strenuous year, and it popped about 3 days ago. Usually, my eye cannot recover so fast, but you know, I take the eye lutein. Yeah, and it actually helped a lot. So it's a lot less red. So this company's products is amazing, but like anything, it's a product. You need to give it a try, and without trying it, you'll never know. So with ATOMY, it all begins with the products. Just give it a shot. So thank you today. I know many of you have some question, but I think for any of you who are wanting to learn more about ATOMY, just remember you can join any of the Zoom that's all around the world. It can help you. I really want to take this opportunity to thank ATOMY Canada for always trying to do their best to support all the different members and consumers out there. And I do look at there's a lot of people that we can learn from, especially in ATOMY. Never stop the learning and never stop the sharing, because that can really, really make you go far, and you'll see it in your ATOMY tree, especially as it continues to grow. Because this ATOMY empire is something, I call it an empire because I did not know 5.5 years later that it'll become like this. I didn't see it like, wow, but it actually it's spreading so far that I just found it's a very amazing company. And for people who don't understand ATOMY, it's okay. There will be a time and place for them to actually accept it. Yeah. So thank you all today. I know if you guys have any questions, feel free. But before any of us leave this chat, I want everyone, if possible, please everyone say hi to everyone, because this is how we're all going to get together from now on. And please wish everybody a very, very happy holiday and safe holiday. I'll pass it back to you, Wayne.
Thank you so much for your lecture, Star Master Ming. Another round of applause definitely is needed. All right, for Star Master Ming Iu. I'll have to be honest with all of you, including Ming himself. Ming's lecture is, how should I say it? It's always been one of those lectures that really, really gets to you, like in terms of your heart, the way you think. It really makes you rethink everything. Whether it's your life, whether it's your business. I mean, I learn a lot every single time I hear Star Master Ming Iu speak. So I do hope the lecture was helpful and you got a lot of good advices, not just for the ATOMY business, but in life, right? I mean, one of the things that he does say, right? Just don't give up. Whatever it is that is going through your life. I mean, we are going through something that's unprecedented, something that's never happened before in our lifespan, where just a pandemic hits and literally people are losing jobs left and right. There's a saying. What is it? When life gives you lemons, what do you do with it, right? It really is depending on how you go about in seeing that certain thing, and that allows you to move on with life. And for me, I think the saying is make a lemonade and just ride along, because as he does say, the higher ups, there's always a plan for why things happen, and it's always for the better. So always stay positive, throw away the negatives, and then just keep on running. Never give up, and you will see success in ATOMY, not just for yourself, but for your members. So now for the next part seminar today is none other than the Q&A session. ATOMY Canada's, ATOMY Canada selected some questions to Ming from the members, and we will watch a short clip from Global Me first, and then we'll dive right into the Q&A. So let's first watch the ATOMY Global News. Isn't it wonderful? I mean, it's impressive how fast ATOMY is, growing globally. I get goosebumps every single time I watch these grand opening videos. I actually like it. It gives me a lot of encouragement, and of course, it gives me that drive to work harder, and and also it gives me a sense of accomplishment that I'm actually helping out in this ATOMY growth, in this journey. So ATOMY Canada members, as I've mentioned, have sent questions to our guest speaker today. However, due to time constraint, we're not able to answer and ask all of the questions here today. That being said, ATOMY Canada has gone ahead and actually selected a couple of questions for our Star Master Ming Iu to answer today. So I've read through the 4 questions that were selected today. There's a good chance that they've already been answered already, but nonetheless, Star Master Ming Iu, are you ready for the first question?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. All right. So, like I said before, this one you've already answered, but if you want to add on top of it, please do so. The first question, we've seen you achieve and enter the Leaders Club and Royal Leaders Club after the COVID outbreak. How are you proceeding with the ATOMY business differently before and after the COVID outbreak?
Well, I think many of us know that you have to change your style, right? Things happen. So especially, social gathering, you can't. That's why I think even the company modified and start using the Zoom. That's probably why you've seen the Zoom stock go up so much, right? So you see, if you don't adapt, you get behind in times. And a lot of people think that, we're going to go back to the usual way how we do things. I don't think so. I think things have already changed, right? The introduction of this epidemic is basically an introduction in you having to change yourself and modify how you're going to do things from now on. So if you just do the usual way that you always do, for sure, I guarantee you, your business will go down. That's how it is. I'll give you an example. Look at restaurants, right? If the restaurants who's just always counting on people sitting in to eat, it's impossible, right? They will not survive. But let's say if they, add on Uber Eats and all those other apps to start delivering the foods, then they will survive, and they might even flourish. So for many of you, when this happens, you got to adjust. So one of the things that when I start hearing about this coming, and I knew, we have to change. You have to start a lot more, different ways of doing things. So for example, your usual way of doing presentation to people or introducing it to people, how, right? There's no longer that, physicalness or face-to-face, or even let's say if you need to do a facial with them, it's not possible. But you have to understand, because the parameters have just changed. Every single one of you realize that the outside, your possible consumers have changed too. A lot of them are opening the platform to wanting to use online. So they become receptive to it. So especially ATOMY, people will now go, okay, well, ATOMY, okay, let me Google it. So they'll Google it. And when they Google it, they say, oh, pretty good review, not bad. Okay, so how do I order the ATOMY products? And that's where it can begin. And like I said, you still need to be that super assistant, except now you do it through like your messengers. Use your WhatsApp, WeChat, even text messaging, or even using Facebook, because that's what's going to take now for you to be introducing. And of course, nowadays, look, every single person I think carries a smartphone. Am I correct? Yeah. You're pretty out of times if you don't have one. You'll be in trouble if you don't have one because you can't call anybody. You can't even find a payphone except at the airport. So I tell a lot of people, you have to get with the times. So one of the things with changing your business, everyone's going to be different because everyone doesn't have the same parameters. Your network might be, let's say, seniors. And you go, I can't introduce you to a senior. But did you know how many seniors are already using FaceTime? There you go. So why aren't you using FaceTime? You don't have to use Zoom, right? So modify. The key is to adjust. And those of you who learn to adjust, you will see things change in your life completely. I hope that answers that question.
And I'm sure it does. All right. So now the second question. Star Master Rebecca Wong started the business, and you were always supportive of her. And then just one day, you decided to jump in and really lead the team with Rebecca Wong. What made you jump in?
I think if you guys watch some of my old videos, I actually discussed about it before, because I saw how she was trying to grow the business. Like any business, when someone's growing the business, you encounter what's called a stumbling block, meaning you've already maxed yourself out through your network, right? And your style. So of course, when I saw that, I was going, she cannot grow anymore. It was kind of stuck. So I decided to step in. Because I think you guys know, especially in the ATOMY world, both me and Rebecca were very different. Our styles are different, our speech is different, everything's different. So it really adds to it. When you add something to it, it's different. When you only have one person, that's all you can learn. But when you add another person to it, then you learn something totally different because we have different perspective. One of the key things I tell you this, okay, this is something I'm sharing because I tell you this, it will help you in your ATOMY business, is learn to adjust how you share your products. Let's say Rebecca shares beauty products. How about me? How about when I share beauty products? So it's totally different. So you have to understand it's a different perspective for them, and they learn a different skill too when they learn it from you. When you learn it from a man versus you learn it from a woman, it's totally different, right? Because we see the product differently. We feel the product differently. That's why I tell you this, the combination of Rebecca and I was very amazing because you don't learn the same thing when we're teaching the same product, right? So that's one of the things that I want you guys to learn, that in this company, everything you can do, you can change to this different style. And also when you learn to adjust, even consumers are not the same. Every single consumers are different, right? Every single business person is different, right? Every single one of your leaders are different. So they're going to have their own style. They're going to learn different things, but they can all add to you, right? Yeah. So I hope that one kind of helps because I know it's a different thing. I mean, the reason why I did jump in was because that is, I saw the stumbling block in her growing the business part and moving forward with the ATOMY in the sharing, especially. And, I stepped in to try to help out. And that's when I started learning a lot about this company, completely everything that, I did not imagine that I'll be learning. Especially there's a lot of life factors that are involved within this company. I know many of you, might not see that, but I do hope that you guys will see. That is one of the secret messages from our chairman, Mr. Park. Yeah, because that's every single time I watch his videos, I always pick out one or two things that I incorporate into my teaching. So, just the VODs are all on Channel ATOMY. So please watch it and you'll learn a lot. Next.
And now the third question. You travel to many countries. Compared to the other markets, what's very unique about the Canada market?
Okay, good one. I really got to see different countries and, talk to a lot of different, leaders and business people doing ATOMY. So I get a huge insight into, every country has a different culture. And even in each country, every sector, like, for example, like, in Canada, it's provinces, right? And the US is states, and in Malaysia, Eastern Malaysia and Western Malaysia, they're all different. So you need to learn to, understand those, the type of people there. So for example, Americans are different, right? Canadians are different, right? Yeah. And what about even in Canada? I know Western Canada, Eastern Canada, we're kind of different, right? There's some difference. And of course, every country is going to have that. So when you have to understand each market, you need to talk to a lot of people. And when you talk to them, you don't talk to them about ATOMY. That's one of the key things that I found. Especially when I travel, I actually talk to them and I actually ask them to share to me about, what do they do here? What's your life like? And just open your ears and be a good listener. Because when you listen to them, you can hear all the different things that they're going to tell you about what they're experiencing. Basically, you like get a summary, right? You don't have to live there for 20 years. If someone chats with you for 2 hours, you're going to get a lot of information, right? Yeah. So be a very good listener. And definitely you will learn a lot about their culture and the way people deal in business and things like that, or even their learning capabilities, etc., or what type of products or they're interested in, yeah, etc. Hope that helps.
And now, last question, fourth question. Success has a different meaning for everyone. Now, Star Master Ming Iu, since ATOMY came into your life, has the meaning of success changed for you?
I think a lot of people, especially they have a different valuation. Actually, somebody asked me recently, and I won't name who, but they asked me, how does it feel when you got the leader's pin? And then also when you got the royal leader's pin. To most people, I can guarantee you they're overjoyed and very, very happy and everything else. But I didn't have anything that I felt that was different. But if you tell me a member, all of a sudden a product helped them, or they start earning a little bit of money, that it helps with their life, their financial crisis that they're facing, I feel more overjoyed. Not that the pins are not important, but I'm just telling you that's my valuation because I did not focus on the business. It wasn't about the business part. It was actually about every single member that I got close to, got introduced to, that helped them with their business to grow. That's what I actually really focus on. And for me, my joy is when a member messages me and they say, "Oh, I just became sales master," and I feel very, very, very happy. And even when I hear of other people that I met, like in the US, and I know she's been doing ATOMY a long time, and then she makes it into Leaders Club, I feel very joyful. That now, oh, it's their turn. And to all the ATOMY members out there, I know everyone's going to have a different valuation. As long as you have the right valuation for yourself and you have that driver, it will all come to you one day. Just make sure you lead. If you don't have enough support in this ATOMY empire, everyone there can help you, right? Everyone's sharing. You'll have so many different people sharing in different countries that will help you. I know they're opening so many countries right now with all the new businesses that are coming on board. UK, down south. Wow, there's so many. This is a very amazing company. And every time I hear a testimony when someone speaks in Russian and they're telling me that the product helped them, I feel very happy because now I can use that testimony to share to maybe somebody I know that's from Russia. That can help them and give them the confidence to give this company a try. So, for me, I'm very happy and I'm very grateful to ATOMY and that, achieving this, I know it's a milestone, but seeing my members' success is my primary goal. And seeing all the people that I know in ATOMY succeed is also very joyful to me. So I wish you all best of luck.
Thank you, Star Master Ming Iu, for your time and, of course, the many, many useful insights on how to succeed in ATOMY and, of course, in life. And that was the last question from our members today. I hope with all the advice from both his lecture and from the Q&A section, everyone was able to learn and grab some tips on how to be successful and grow in the ATOMY business. Thank you again, Star Master Ming Iu. Let's put our hands together